Right, if everyone can make sure you're on mute. To all of those who are here, this is 187 District Court. It's Thursday. It's going to be a great Thursday. Let's not turn it into a difficult Monday. These are the rules of the court. 1, if you are on bond, you are not allowed, and this goes for people in custody as well, anything that you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on the Zoom screen. Amethyst Garcia, get out of that bed. Right, this is what people don't understand, and I'm going to explain it to everyone here. Zooming is a privilege. It is not a right. If you behave inappropriately on this Zoom screen, there will be no questions asked. You will be required to appear in person in the 187 District Court. And I don't know why someone would still be in bed at 9:04 a.m., Ms. Garcia. And I don't know why someone would come on Zoom rolling out of bed at 9:04 a.m. If you are a defendant or accused, you are not allowed to have your screen go dark. There are only two exceptions. 1, you're signing paperwork, or 2, somebody is calling you on the phone, in which case you need to immediately decline that phone call. If your screen goes dark and you're having technical difficulties with your phone, you need to just come to the 187 District Court. If you are at work, you need to let your employer know that you are in court. I don't want to see any trimming of trees, working in grocery stores. If you're doing any of those things, you might as well let your employer know that you're leaving to come to the 187 District Court. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's on the 4th floor. If you have to come downtown, you're going to find a lot of construction, a lot of one-ways. If you have to take the VIA bus, you're going to find that you can't find exact change, and VIA does not give you change back. So that bus ride is going to be either $10 to $20. You can get an Uber, you can get a Lyft, or you can take a taxi. If you end up driving downtown, you're going to find that parking is expensive, and that's even if you can find it. To all of the people who are at the jail, you're not allowed to use the chat box. Attorneys, do not have your client use the chat box. They are not allowed to use the chat box. People at the jail, you're not allowed to use the internet. If you do any of these things, what will end up happening is your case will be scheduled for trial. Your attorney will be meeting you on your time and your attorney's time, and not on this Zoom screen. To all the attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small that plea bargain agreement is, you need to put it in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson. She'll be listed as Ferguson Coordinator. If your client is on bond, she will need your client's email address, and so will the prosecutors. Do not call her, chat her, text her, asking her if you can be excused, asking her for a reset. I am the only person who can give you a reset or continuance. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all the defendants and those who are accused, your attorney is probably going to want to speak to a prosecutor before they speak to you. So please do not ask to go to the breakout room. If somebody wants you in the breakout room, they will request that you go to the breakout room. To all the attorneys, it will make it easier to assign you to a room if you add to your name the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence. To all of those who are accused, you are not excused from this court until I excuse you. Attorneys, when you go to the breakout room with one of your clients who is in custody, do not, I repeat, do not leave them in the breakout room by themselves. They need to come back to the main room, and there are reasons for that because we've had issues at the jail when people are left in the breakout rooms by themselves. To all the defendants and accused, I'm going to call your attorney's name. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it is because your attorney is Zooming in another courtroom or maybe had to appear in another courtroom. Please be patient. Your attorney will be here as soon as possible. Please do not raise your hand saying you did not hear your attorney's name because they're probably Zooming in another courtroom. Attorneys, this is the order in which you'll appear. If you see that you're low on the list and you wish to Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, the court will be taking its break at 12:30. No questions asked. That's when we're cutting it off at 12:30. And after that, everyone else will have to come back at 2. This is the order in which attorneys will appear: Latimer, Vasquez, Compton, Sharp, Corley, Rodriguez, Headland, Churek, Rodriguez, and that's Manny Rodriguez is the second Rodriguez. Leal, Castañon, Navy, Wilson, Gonzalez, Hendrickson, Mendiola, Major, Collins, Garza, and Cisneros. Is there any attorney who's on the Zoom screen and I have not called your name?
Judge Paul Vasquez.
Okay. Vasquez.
Michael Beliveau.
Beliveau.
Tony Hernandez.
And Jonathan Ross, Your Honor.
David Collins, Your Honor.
Oh, I missed a lot of people. Okay.
Jeannie Bloomster, Judge.
All right. Any other attorney?
To get me, Judge.
Right. R. Flores. Bloomster, I have you.
Okay, sorry.
Anyone else? All right. Attorneys, when you leave from out of the breakout room and come back into the main room, if you need your client sent to your breakout room, just put it in the chat box to me. But if you need to speak to me, you can raise your hand. But if your screen is black when you come back from the breakout room, then I won't be able to see you and I won't know that you want to speak to me. So you can raise your hand if you need to speak to the court after you come from the breakout room. Michael Latimer, I'm sending you to breakout room number 3.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's going to be a beautiful day. It is so beautiful outside today. And Paul Vasquez, I had already called your name before. You were number 2 on my list.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you, Judge. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I mean, I can put you further down on the list if you want.
No. Let's not do that. Let's keep this a happy Thursday. Let's not turn it into a bad Thursday.
Okay. I'm sending you, I made a mistake and assigned you to 3, but I'm going to send you to 4.
Okay.
Okay, you're in 4 now. Kathy Compton.
Good morning, Judge. I have Mr. Porter, and that is a family violence case.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 5.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Shar, I'm going to send you to number 6.
Morning, Judge. Thank you.
Good morning. Linda Corley, I'm going to send you to number 7.
Judge, actually, I conferred yesterday afternoon with Michael Villarreal, and you just had me come back today to set the bond because we didn't have an agreement. But I did confer.
All right, just give me one moment. Let me assign these other attorneys, and then I'll take that matter up.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Daniel Rodriguez, I'm sending you to number 7.
Thank you.
Headland.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I'm sending you to number 8.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Gary Churek.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Oh, you have changed your name. I'm going to send you to number 9.
All right.
And if you could start your video, I think, yes. Manny Rodriguez.
Yes, Judge, I have it's Criminal Trial Division, Briseño. Judge, I've had no contact with him, and the PR bond people tell me he's listed as homeless.
All right, just give me a second. I'm going to come back to you, okay?
Yes.
Rafael Leal.
Present, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
Where?
Who do you have?
Family violence, Victor Manuel Vela.
And Judge, I sent him the plea paperwork already, so I think he just needs to meet with his client.
All right, you have the plea paperwork, Mr.
Yes, ma'am, and
Bella?
I already sent it back signed. I just need to explain to my client that his constitutional rights and everything else.
All right, I'm sending you both to breakout room number 1. Is your client a Spanish speaker? All right, to the clerks, could you let them know that Mr. Vela needs to go to breakout room number 1, please? Orlando Castignon.
Morning, Judge. You're on Miguel Rangel, and it's with CTD.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 10. And Michael Villarreal, are you ready on the bond on Mr. Woods?
Judge, you just give me like 2 minutes. I just pulling an exhibit for the court, and I'm going to send it to the defense counsel as well.
Okay, no problem. Nathaniel Navy.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you to 11. Thank you for changing your name. You always do that.
Welcome.
Donald Wilson.
Good morning, Judge. Mine's a family violence, I believe.
Okay. And everyone, when you go to the breakout rooms, just be patient. Prosecutors are moving as quickly as they can. I'm going to send you to number 12.
Thank you.
Hector Gonzalez. I'm going to send you to number 13. That's the lucky breakout room number. Now, and I'm serious about that. Wonderful things have happened in that breakout room.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Sean Hendrickson, has all of the paperwork been filled out?
We received the paperwork. There's one detail that we're trying to get clarification on. I emailed the Colin on that this morning, the pro tem, and I'm just waiting to hear back from him. But I think he's been pretty responsive though, so I expect an email back from him soon.
All right, thank you. Mendiola.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hi, is your client criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 14.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Major, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 15.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning. Collins. Who do you have?
Your Honor, I have Fernando Rios. I sent him the Zoom. I'm not sure if he's on the screen.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's trial division. I already have a plea offer. If Mr. Rios is on the Zoom, if I can go in a breakout room to discuss, I think we
All
can.
right, Mr. Rios, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 16 with your attorney.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Garza.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Who do you have?
James Jordan.
I'm sorry, what's the first name?
James Jordan.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division for an MTR.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 17.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Johnny Cisneros, always a pleasure to see you. Johnny? I say that and he's not here. Johnny Cisneros going once, going twice, 3 times.
Your Honor.
He's here.
Okay.
Judge, I'm trying to see it in the back, but I'm having problems with my computer. So I'm here with Marlon Cintron. I just got retained a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm having, I brought my own computer back there and it's not working very good.
Okay, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division.
All right, just give us a second and we'll see. We'll get you assigned in a moment, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Bellevue, who's your client?
Jacob Harris, criminal trial.
I'll send you to number 18.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tony Hernandez.
Morning, Judge. It's family violence.
I'll see you to number 19. Be patient. We have one family violence attorney.
No problem. Thank you, Judge.
All right. As everyone wait in the breakout room, you can use that to contemplate on the great mysteries of life. Jonathan Ross. Jonathan Ross. Ross going once, going twice, going 3 times. Louis Mara. If you're not in the witness protection program, you need to show your video and you need to lighten up that room. Are you being held hostage?
Morning,
Louis
Judge.
Mara. You need to show some light. Turn on the lights at your house. Open a blind.
Your Honor, if I could, with the ADA.
You're out of order, Mr. Kapmeyer. I'm going through the order.
I'm with Louis Mora is my client.
I understand. All right, David Collins.
I understand.
David Collins, going once, going twice. Janine Bloomster?
Yes.
Bloomster? Yes.
Rosalind Backey, and she's at trial. MTR.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 20.
Thank you.
Ruben Flores.
Yes, Judge Christopher Lohan, and it's criminal trial.
I'm going to send you to breakout room 21. That is a lucky room. It goes without saying.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Kurt Grancy.
Present, Your Honor, it's criminal trial.
Okay. I'm going to send you to number 22.
Okay.
Brian Kimbrough. Brian Kimbrough going once, going twice.
I'm here. I'm here, Judge. Sorry, I'm mute.
I'm going to send you to number 23.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Douglas Kapmeyer.
Hi again, Judge.
Hello.
Sorry, I don't understand the whole process, I guess.
Oh, no, the attorneys are called on in the order in which they appear. So
Yes, and I
me talking to
apologize
your
for being
client
late.
is your client is still in the dark in his house. I don't know if they don't have any light bulbs or if there's no electricity. If there's no electricity, I'm sorry,
Hard
but
time, Judge.
he needs to show we can't see his face.
Yes, ma'am.
If he's in the witness protection program, I understand.
I think he
Right.
is, Judge.
Is it criminal trial division? Well, if he's in the witness protection program, he shouldn't have his name on this screen. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 24.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day.
It is.
Is that a specific ADA, Your Honor?
We will see. All
Okay.
right, Suzanne Kramer, I'll
Yes.
send you to breakout room number 25.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get to the breakout room. They were just sending my guys in the breakout room.
All right, the person who's saying they're trying to get to the breakout room, what is your name? You're on mute.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
What's your name?
Adam Sancho.
If
It's
your attorney wants you in the breakout room, they'll request you. The person who is, I guess, in their garage, who's listed as iPhone with the papers, what's your name? You're on mute.
Brian Munns, ma'am, Your Honor.
What is your last name?
Munns, M-U-N-N-S.
All right, Derek Emmons. Derek Emmons.
Yes, Judge. I have not gotten a hold of Mr. Silva. The court gave me to, I guess, this morning, trying to get a hold of him from yesterday, still have not been able to get him to return a phone call. I don't know if I have the right phone number for trial services either.
All right, just give me one moment. James Meyer.
Good morning. Present for Mr. Taylor, Kilpatrick Taylor in custody.
Is it CTD?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you have a chance to confer with CTD?
Yes, Your Honor. Although I do need to speak to them about discovery issues that came up. Yes.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 26.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, have all attorneys been assigned to breakout rooms? Is there any attorney who has not been assigned?
Judge, this is Collins. I was assigned, but I talked to my client. I just need to talk to the ADA about getting paperwork put together for a plea.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And you were in, just one second.
I'm not sure what room. I was in with Mr. Rios.
You were
so
in
I'm not
number
sure what-
16. So let me have your clients.
And I left him in 16, Judge, just in case. I wasn't sure what the court wanted me to do.
Oh, no, we'll get the paperwork done today. Let me just see where we are. Just give me one moment.
No problem. Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, if you'll go back to 16, I'll let them know that you want to enter a plea.
And the DA will pop in there?
If you all have already worked out the agreement, they'll start sending you the paperwork.
Yeah, we already had worked out the agreement from last time at court, Your Honor. So we just need paperwork from the clerk and from the ADA.
All right, just give us a moment with that. If you'll remain here, as soon as they pop out, I'll let them know.
Thanks, Judge. I'll wait right here quietly.
Okay. Have all attorneys been assigned to a breakout room?
Your Honor, Michael Latimer on Marlon Citron. I spoke to the ADA and I need to speak to my client, but I don't think he's present yet and he's in custody. Marlon Citron.
All right, and what about Fidel Ayala?
I haven't talked to the ADA on that one yet. I can be assigned to that person. That's fine too.
All right, if you'll go back to your breakout room, we'll make sure that the family violence prosecutor comes in there.
All right. Room 3, right? Yeah.
Yes. Is there a Felipe Garcia?
Present, ma'am.
All right, just give me one moment. Mr. Garcia, could you speak up again, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you need to take off that hat and you need to take off those glasses. All right, all right, Mr. Felipe Garcia, we have some issues. And those issues are that you haven't started on your GED. Are you not planning on doing that? What's going on?
I've not. I just made, I just paid off my probation fees. I know last time we talked on Zoom, you said that I can make donations. So today after work, I'm going to go and do donation hours for my community service hours. This is my first week back at work. My son was sick and then he got me sick. So I was out all last week. So this is my first week back at work.
All right, so about your GED, here's the thing. I always think that people should try to improve themselves, right? And that improvement means different things for different people. What I know is if you just have a GED, if you're not going to start being in a business for yourself, there may be a strong possibility that as far as increasing your net worth, and when I say net worth, I'm talking about financially or getting paid more at jobs. Usually the person who has the high school diploma will jump over you, or sometimes the person who has the college degree, whether they have the experience or not, they will jump over you because there are some jobs that require you to have a college degree. And if you don't get it, you don't move up any higher. Some people say, you know what? I like where I'm working. I like what I'm doing. I have no plans to get my GED, don't want to do it, didn't complete high school. And there's a reason I didn't complete high school and I just don't want to do it. So I'm trying to figure out what your situation is. Are you not planning on getting your GED? Do you not want to get your GED? What's going on?
To be honest with you, I'm pretty set where I'm at. I'm getting paid decent, it's getting the bills paid and whatnot. So, I've been doing construction my whole life. I've been getting paid good at all these jobs. I don't see myself, going to, business or doing any of that.
What about going to trade school or trying to do something with that?
So here's the thing, where the company I'm at right now, I'm studying for my CDL.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been studying for my CDL. They gave me the handbook and everything. Whenever I'm ready, I can, go and take my permit test and all that. So, I'm trying to get, into the CDL license and go from there.
So I understand that you're saying that you got the book. Have you been studying the book?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how much having that license will pay you? Have you looked into that?
Yes, ma'am.
And so what would you be paid differently from what you're making now?
I'd be probably at like 25 starting. I have my uncle, I'd go into the crane business, hauling around counterweights and all the heavy material for the cranes.
All right. And have you looked into how getting your license will be affected by this case?
No, ma'am.
So that's something you need to consider before you say, I'm doing A, B, and C, and before you spend money, working on getting your CDL license, if this case is going to be a problem with that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this is what I'm willing to do. Rebecca, I'm willing to waive his getting his GED, but in exchange for that, what you have to do for me and what I'm replacing your GED with, you're going to have to do research and you're going to have to be able to come back here and tell me whether or not having the charge that you have is going to preclude you or stop you from being able to obtain your CDL license. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So between now and your next court date, you need to call whomever you need to call, if it's DPS or whoever it needs to be, to find out if you're able to get your CDL license. So okay. I will do that in exchange for you getting your GED. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you need to figure that out because a lot of people say they have plans to do things and they just plan and they never take any action. So you need to start taking action if you want to improve your life. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm actually, after I finish my terms and everything, I am willing to pay to get it expunged and, get it off.
All right. So here's the thing. I'm going to call you back in May because you're due to expire in June 2021. I'm sorry, 2022. So whether you expire or not depends on you because you still have, I think you do still have financial obligations. So have you paid it all off?
I paid my probation fees. I made my last payment yesterday. So the only thing I really have is my community service hours. And like I said, I'm going today after work to go make donations for that. I talked to the New Braunfels Food Bank already. So they said I just need to go in there, pay what I'm gonna pay, and then they're gonna give me a receipt, and I send it over to my probation officer so she can put it in my file for you.
Okay. All right, Ms. Reyes, on Mr. Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's make sure he does what he's saying that he's going to do, and let's call him back this time in May.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to call you back in May. So what are you supposed to be doing with regards to your CDL license?
Doing research on it to see if I can obtain it.
Okay. And if you do that and you come back with that information for me, then I will waive your GED. But if you don't do that for me, then your GED is not going to be waived. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So whether or not you have to do the GED depends 100% on you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 1-month reset for compliance on Mr. Garcia, please? All right, we're going to come back on May 23rd to see where you are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Rebecca, do you need to speak with him?
No, ma'am.
All right, good luck. Have a great rest of your day. I hope work is beautiful.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You too.
All right, be sure to use sunscreen. A lot of people don't do that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, everybody needs sunscreen. All right, is there a Juan Mendoza here? Is he the one who's in custody, Rebecca?
No, ma'am.
All right, we will wait for him to come back. Is there anyone back from the break? Well, I'm sorry, Derek Edmonds, you have Mr. Silva. Linda Corley.
Yes, Judge, that is correct.
Manny Rodriguez.
Yes, Judge, and my client is present in the courtroom, I was informed.
Ah, okay. Well, that changed things. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, I know you were here early, so I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And Judge, I was on mute when you called my name.
Oh, that's okay. You have Mr. Silva. Let me just see something here. Let me grab a prosecutor and we'll take that up for you, Mr. Edmonds.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Judge, I just came out right now. Did you need a prosecutor?
Yes, this is one where his client hasn't shown up. He was supposed to be here yesterday, and so I gave him till today.
Understood.
And let me make sure he is not in the courtroom. Nope, he's not. All right, the court is calling 2000. Just one second. The most important person is Brenna.
Did we have Heidi too?
Oh, Heidi, welcome back.
I was getting scared. I was like, oh no, where's Brenna?
All right. So everyone, Heidi is a court reporting intern. And so to all the people who are listening, there's a shortage of court reporters. So if you want to be a court reporter, there are places you can go. Who has the free introductory course, Brenna?
NCRA.
NCRA. So you can go there with your high school diploma and become a court reporter. So Heidi is interning. So we're going to try to make her life as difficult as possible by having 3 or 4 people talk at once. I joke, Brenna, we won't do that. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 2461, State of Texas versus Vicente Silva. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian Grimmer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Derek Emmons for Mr. Vicente Silva.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, this hearing was scheduled yesterday at 9 a.m. It was scheduled on April 13th. The defendant was a no-show as of 2:18 p.m. The court was informed by defense attorney that the defendant's phone number was off by one number. So the court allowed the defense to have a chance to try to contact his client. Mr. Emmons, have you had any contact with your client?
Judge, I have not. The phone number that was on the court appointment order is not a valid number. I got an updated number for pretrial services that, as the court said, was off by one digit. I'll try that number twice. Left messages both times. The voicemail does not say who the phone belongs to, but I've not received a return phone call from that number or from anyone claiming to be Mr. Silva.
All right. This court hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:38 a.m. Deputy Laura, has there been a Mr. Vicente Silva in the courtroom at all?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
And has there been a Vicente Silva outside the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he's not.
All right, and for the record, Vicente Silva is not on the Zoom screen. State?
State would make a motion for bond forfeiture, Judge, and ask you to issue a warrant.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond, Mr. Emmons. But if you're able to make contact with him and he presents himself, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge. I did send a contact letter to him, Judge, 6 months ago when I was first appointed. That did not get returned, so I'm assuming that got received by someone, but I never have heard from him since the day I was appointed.
All right, and Mr. Emmons, if he appears by next week on the Zoom screen or either in person in court, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. May I be
Thank you.
excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Groomer. Oh, Mr. Groomer.
Yes, Judge.
What is his name? David Collins said that he was entering into a plea.
David Collins. Okay, I'll jump in and see if paperwork's going.
All right, David Collins, if you can go to 16, Mr. Groomer will meet you there.
Will do, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Emmons, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And Linda Corley, let me see if Michael Villarreal is here. He's in breakout room number 5. As soon as he is out of 5, we'll take your matter up. Thank you for your patience.
Thanks,
Is
Judge.
there any other attorneys who are out of the breakout room?
Yes, Judge Hector Gonzalez.
Excuse me, iPhone who's ironing. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me,
Hi.
I'm sorry. How you
That's
doing?
okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm doing great. What's your name?
My name is Demetri Jackson.
All right, Mr. Dimitri Jackson, 2 things. Number 1, you're dressed inappropriately. Number 2,
Yes, ma'am.
you can't
sorry.
iron in the courtroom. There's no ironing board in the courtroom. Now, mind you, me, myself, and I haven't ironed in 20 or 30 years because I just think that's extra work. So I always try to find clothing that does not require ironing or either just throw it in the dryer for a quick steam. But you need to appear in person in court. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. We're on the 4th floor, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
When did I do that?
Today.
All right.
And what was your name again, please?
Demetri Jackson.
All right, Mr. Jackson, we'll see you in court today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, this is Abe Garza. Going to speak to a prosecutor on that case.
All right, Mr. Garza, let me find you. Mr. Garza, you didn't help him do his ironing before he came on.
I was lucky to find him, Judge.
Okay, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial, Judge.
All right, it's still a beautiful morning.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 27.
About to get steamy hot.
Brenda, I used to hate ironing, especially jeans. I know some of the young people don't understand that, but the style was you had to have a crease down the center of your jeans. And if you ever iron and got that crease off, that crease was in there permanently and it was going to be off to the side. And you're just like, sorry. Young people don't understand that though. We would use faultless starch. Chris, you're in a courtroom, you need to take your hat off. Hector Gonzalez.
Yes, Judge, you are correct. the room 13 is a very lucky room.
Yes.
So I conferred with the state and probation. They're going to withdraw and terminate.
See, a lot of people want that.
Well, thank you, Judge.
They want number 13.
It was a lucky room.
It's where it falls.
We wanted to check in with you before we logged off. I didn't want to just log off without telling you.
All right, let me pull it up. And where is Mr. Edward Ramirez?
I saw him on here a minute ago, Judge.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, can you unmute?
Present, Judge.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, you were placed on probation before I was judging this court. My understanding from your attorney is they're going to withdraw and terminate. I hope you have learned something. Usually the best thing to learn is, I don't want to do this anymore, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm gonna put something in the chat box to you.
And Judge, just so you're aware, Mr. Ramirez has been on a scram monitor or GPS monitor and interlock for quite some time. So now that he's going to be closed out, is there paperwork that I need to help get done to get those removed, or will that be done by the clerks?
Just one moment.
Sure.
All right, I just sent you something in the chat. So, Mr. Ramirez, I hope that you have learned something.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
What have you learned?
That it's been a very long 7 years, and a lot has changed. My lifestyle has changed. I just recently had a daughter. She turned 2. I'm more money management. I don't go out and do the things I would do before. So in the next week coming up, I'm supposed to be closing in the house with me and my girlfriend. So yes, it was a difficult 7 years, but all around it came out positive from the life that I was leading, you know.
All right, well, congratulations on successfully completing it. And this is what I always tell people. Mind you, I don't drink alcohol because I think it doesn't taste well. But I know some people say, you can drink and drive. The best rule is, if you are going to drink alcohol at all, just have a designated driver, have a plan, because once people start drinking, your thought process change. So don't end up being that person who ends up drinking at a restaurant, driving and hitting someone and then crying about it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Ramirez.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful day now.
All right, you have a wonderful day too. It's beautiful outside. Go enjoy a picnic or something.
Oh, I go to work. I have to go to work at 6 at night. I'm gonna go back to sleep right now.
Okay, all right. Well, have a nice night, a nice nap. Don't oversleep though. Set the
Have a wonderful day
alarm.
now. You enjoy your weekend.
All right, thank you. You too.
Have a happy Easter. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, you too.
Appreciate it. Judge.
All right,
Take care, Judge.
thank you.
Happy Easter, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Happy Easter to you too.
Judge, this is Michael Villarreal. Do you know if defendant Shamarcus Porter has checked in?
Let me see. Is he in custody?
I show him on bond, Judge.
No, he is not in yet.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, you're excused.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and Michael, are you ready on Linda Corley's case? On Woods? Where did he go?
Your Honor, if I may, Cristina Mendola.
Just 1 second. Michael Villarreal,
Yes, ma'am.
are you ready on Mr. Woods?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I was muted, so I was responding with it being muted. I apologize.
All right. And where is your client?
He's in custody. I did send an email to Norma yesterday. I'm not sure if he was brought over.
All right, let's see, because he's not here yet. Ms. Ferguson, can you check on Mr. Woods for Ms. Corley?
And I'm fine to go forward without him. I know they very much want to get his bond set.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that email.
All right, then let's see. And what is his cause number? Or please.
No, let me get it, Judge. I just got the email. Hold on.
It is 2019 CR 4188, Your Honor.
All right, to the clerks, could I have 2019 CR 4188, please?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Kimbrough.
Oh, thank you. I unfortunately was kicked out of my room, and I'd like you to put me back. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. You're in 23. I'll send you back to 23.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Kelly McGinnis, your case is family violence.
Yes, Judge. I need to speak with you, please.
I'm going to send you to number 13. That's a lucky breakout room.
Yes.
All right. Be patient in there. Ms. Mendiola?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I've spoken with the state and I need to file a, I guess an eval on my client, so if I may have time to do that.
Are you filing it, or are you are you asking the court to file the eval, and you mean a mental health evaluation?
Yes, that is what I mean. If the court is willing to do that, or else I can do it, Your Honor.
All right, just one moment. Ms. Ferguson, I need a date on Orlando Andino, and he needs an evaluation. Have you had a chance to speak with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
All right. Brenda, do you see, or Rebecca, do you see what page he's on? Orlando Andino.
I'm just going to run the errand. I'll be back like in a half an hour.
Excuse me. Could you please make sure you're on mute?
Page 10, John.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to come back on May 23rd.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Thank you. Will I be filing it then? Is that?
We can file it if you want us to file it to maybe expedite it.
Yes, Your Honor. That would really work.
And Judge, is she going to file her motion, or?
She's asking that the court file it to expedite it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Have a great day.
Thank you, you too. So Norma, we'll just refer it.
Yes, ma'am.
And Andino is 16B, Norma.
And Judge, if it would be possible on, can we go into a breakout room with yourself and Michael quickly?
Yes. We can go to breakout room number 28. And everyone, just give me a moment. I'll be right back. So I see the hands are raised. Just be patient. John Pettis, I don't think I've assigned you to a breakout room. I'm going to assign you to number 29.
Thank you, Judge. That's what I was asking for.
You're welcome. So everyone, I will be right back. Manny Rodriguez. All right. Sean Hendrickson on Chris Gonzalez.
Yes, Judge. We've got the agreement signed and everything, and so that has been completed.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a PTD update on Chris Gonzalez, please?
Just wanted to make sure.
All right, we're going to come back on May 23rd.
Okay, thank you, Judge. That works out for me.
Thank you. You and your client are excused.
Okay, have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ruben Flores.
Yes, Judge. I've conferred with Brittany.
I'm sorry, you're on mute.
Sorry, Judge. I've conferred with Brittany and my client has accepted the plea deal. I don't know where she is in the internet world right now, but I need to get word to her that we're taking the deal.
All right, just one moment. All right, if you'll go back to breakout room number 21, I'll let them know that you're taking the plea.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Manny Rodriguez.
Yes, just talked to the ADA and I was hoping to talk to my client who is in the courtroom about the plea offer.
Okay, we will make that happen. Natasha Torres, I'm sending you to breakout room number 30.
Your Honor, I did confer yesterday, but if you would like me to confer again, that's all right.
All right, thank you. And courtroom, if you will give us just one moment, Mr. Rodriguez. Ed Bartholomew.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on
Good
two
morning.
parties. Mr. Perez, Your Honor, Valentin, that's going to be a plea reduction to a misdemeanor second, or I mean, to a second. He works, Your Honor, for the city and he can't do it off a phone. He has to do it off a computer. I'd just like to set it for a plea and I have Mr. Moore present and I need you to talk to the state in that case.
All right, where's Mr. Perez?
He's working for the city of San Antonio.
No, I mean, where is he today? He needs to be in the courtroom.
I'm trying, Judge, to get him in.
All right, so
He
we'll
can't
wait
get
for
off-
him.
No, Judge, he can't get off work.
Well, I guess we're gonna have a problem because he's set today.
Well, it's set for a plea, Judge. Not, this is not for a
Well,
trial.
here's the thing. This has been going on forever with Mr. Pettis. He needs to be in court. So he needs, when he takes his lunch break, he needs to head down to the 187 District Court. He's set today.
That's fine, Judge. I don't have a problem with that. I'll let him know. Now, Mr. Moore is present, Judge, and I need to confer with the state.
All right, just give us a moment. We'll get with Mr. Moore.
Wow.
To the courtroom, can you have Mr. Briseno go to breakout room number 2?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Angela Blake. I'll send you to
Morning,
breakout.
Judge.
Good morning. I'll send you to breakout room number 31.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Megan Enriquez, who do you have?
Hi, Judge. I'm here at the courthouse and my client is present in the courtroom, Joseph Balboa. It's family violence.
All right. And Michael, are you ready to proceed on the motion from Ms. Corley?
I am, Your Honor.
All right.
I'm ready, Judge.
Okay, just give us a moment. And courtroom, he's in breakout room number 2. And Mr. Rodriguez, if you'll go to breakout room number 2.
Yes, very good.
And Ms. Ferguson, do we have Mr. Woods?
No, ma'am.
Do you have an ETA for Mr. Woods?
Maybe about 20 minutes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Corley, it will be 20 minutes.
Is it possible for us to go forward without him?
No, he really needs to be here for, the hearing.
Okay, may I log back in 20 minutes? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
All right, Megan Enriquez, I'm going to send you to 32.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, I'm back from conferring if you're ready.
Yes.
I just spoke with Michael Villarreal. I provided some new documents and information of 3 witnesses. He's going to review them and needs a little bit of time to call them and talk to them about what I provided. So if we could just get a short reset for him to do that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Marcus Ortiz, can I have a 3-week reset? All right, we're going to come back on May 2nd.
May 2nd. Very well, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. You and your client are excused.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Your Honor, may I approach this, Johnny Cisneros? I'm having issues. I'm in the witness room.
Just give me a moment. Yes, Mr. Cisneros.
Judge, I'm having issues. I brought my phone and another contraption. But anyway, I was wondering if I can just get a reset on this case. I just got the discovery yesterday, and I need time to review it all, please.
Who is your client?
Marlon Cintron.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
He's in custody, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
Is this case indicted?
Judge, I don't know. I believe it is. I just got on this case 2 days ago.
All right, let me see if I can find it. We look for it on the page, just one second. And you say Marlon Centron? Where is Johnny Cisneros? Johnny Cisneros. Do you see, I don't see that anywhere on the docket. All right. Just give me a moment. Ms. Ferguson, is there a Marlon Citron on the docket? Mr. Cisneros, what is the cause number?
Let me see what I have. Judge, I'm gonna disconnect here so I can. Let me see.
Judge, I don't see anything on here.
Yeah, we don't have that on the docket today, Mr.
The computer
Cisneros.
was showing that it was set for today, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cisneros, could you come to the back where the clerks are and have them pull the file, please?
I have a SID number. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Acevedo.
Judge, earlier in the week, we had requested Alejandro Rocha. The court gave a reset for a plea deadline. However, there was a bond increase. The state and I had agreed to a bond, but the court wanted to hear from the complainant. I believe Michael reached her before the court would entertain setting a bond. So Alejandro Rocha, 22 CR 0887. He's in custody, remanded without bond right now.
All right, just one second. Let me see where he is. He's not on the Zoom screen as yet. Just give us a moment, Mr. Acevedo.
No problem.
All right. Cabanas.
Good morning, Judge. I have Marcus Marin. He is a CTD, and last time I spoke with Ryan Groomer.
All right. I'll send you to breakout room number 14.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, any other defense attorneys who are ready?
Judge, did you post me to a breakout room on Mr. Moore?
No, the court is in a breakout room with Mr. Manny Rodriguez courtroom. Brasenio, my understanding, is in the courtroom. Can you have him go to breakout room number 2?
He already did, Your Honor, and they're using the phone in lieu of the computer.
All right, thank you. So you have Mr. Moore. Is Mr. Moore in custody or on bond?
He's on Zoom, Your Honor.
All right. What is his first name?
Michael Moore, Your Honor.
Is there a Michael Moore on the Zoom screen?
George Moore, I'm sorry. George Moore, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's aggravated assault, Your Honor.
Have you conferred with anyone before on that case?
Not in this case, Judge. And by the way, Mr. Perez will be on at 11:10, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, that's a criminal trial. I'm sorry, that's a family violence case.
All right.
All right, to the courtroom. I'm sending you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate the court's help.
You're welcome. And Ms. Ferguson, can you call a jail and have them remove Mr. Vela from breakout room number 1 to the main room?
Yes, ma'am.
Dave Collins?
Yes, yes, Judge. I've got the paperwork from Norma. I'm gonna go into the room and talk to Mr. Rios over that, and then I'm waiting on the paperwork from Ryan.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Castagnon.
Yes, Judge, I'm done conferring with the state. I've talked to my client and he needs some time to consider the offer.
All right, Mr. Rangel, I'm going to give you the speech that I give everyone. Parents and people that you're going to talk to would appreciate if you would talk to them before you have a case pending. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How much time are you asking for, Mr. Castagnon?
30 days, Judge. I'd like to also review the discovery with them.
So has all the discovery been received?
I believe so.
All right, Ms. Fergus, can I have a 30-day reset on Miguel Rangel, please? And does your offer encompass all of his charges?
It does, Judge.
All right, Mr. Rangel, your plea deadline date is going to be May 23rd. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So after that date, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You and your client are excused, Mr. Castagnon. Any other attorneys who are ready?
Your Honor,
Judge, may I get a breakout room with Criminal Trial Division?
What is your client's name?
It's Consina Roper.
How do you spell the last name?
R-O-P-E-R.
All right, I will send you to breakout room number 33.
Thank you.
Judge, I need to go back to room 20.
Who's speaking?
That's Jeannie Bloomster, sorry. I need to go back to room 20.
All right,
I
is
got
your
logged
name
out.
listed? Could all attorneys,
Oh, I had
when
it
you
there,
zoom
but I had to
in
log
and
back
zoom
in.
out, you need to add your name because all the prosecutors are going to see in the breakout room is iPhone. You need to add your client's name and whether or not it's criminal trial division because all they're going to see is iPhone. And they're going to skip over that room because it doesn't show that there's an attorney in it.
I didn't realize that if you got knocked off, you had to rename it again.
Who's your client?
It's a Bagley, Rosalind Bagley, the NTR trial.
Sending you to 34.
Thank you.
Judge, this is Michael Bellamo.
Just one moment. Any other attorneys who need to address the court?
Yes, Judge, I was mistaken. I need to go to family violence on Roper.
It's listed as family violence. Just go to the breakout room. I've already assigned you.
I just changed it to family violence myself, Your Honor. I don't know if anyone else did.
All right, and you can go to your breakout room that I've assigned you to.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, Natasha Torres.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes.
At this time, I do have an offer from, I believe it's Mr. Michael Villarreal. I discussed it with my client. However, we would be requesting a short reset, subject to the court's approval.
Where is Mr. Byers?
He is Ethan B. I guess he didn't.
Right, there's a Byers in breakout room number 8 with Valerie Hetman.
I'm right here, Your Honor.
There he is.
Ah, there are
He's
two Byers.
Ethan B.
All right, so in this case, have you received all the discovery?
I believe I have, Your Honor, yes.
Has an offer been tendered?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Ferguson, on Byers, can I have a 30-day reset, please? And it's Ethan Byers.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to come back on May 16th. Mr. Byers, that's your plea deadline date. What that means is that the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date without good cause. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You and your attorney are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good weekend. Happy Easter, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Happy Easter to you too, and have a good and safe weekend. All right, Michael Bellevue.
Yes, Judge. On Jacob Harris, we do have an offer. My client is willing to accept that offer. I don't know if I'll be able to get all the paperwork done today because I've got several other courts to be.
Oh, no, we'll get the paperwork done today.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. So you want me to come back later? Or?
Oh, no, just let Miss Sparks, Mr. Bellevue says that he is entering a plea. Can you put in the chat box, Mr. Bellevue, to Miss Ferguson, what your plea agreement is so she can have the paperwork ready for you?
All right. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Rangel, you raising your hand for a reason?
Yes, Your Honor. Am I dismissed?
Who is your attorney?
Mr. Castañon.
Yes, your your plea deadline date is May 23rd, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. And this one doesn't say there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Yes. Is there any attorney that's ready?
Your Honor, it's Mike Latimer. I've talked to the ADAs on both the Citron criminal trial division and Fidel Ayala. On Fidel Ayala, there's still a discovery issue regarding the CPS interviews of the children. We haven't gotten those. On Citron.
Where's your client?
No contest.
Where's your client? Citron.
He's in custody and I don't know if he was brought up or not.
All right, then let's start with Ayala. What discovery is needed?
I was received 1,400.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You went out.
I hate this thing because it's
Now, background noise is not coming from me, but anyway, I received 1,400 and some odd pages of CPS records. Most of those do not deal with this case, but in those records, it references audio and video interviews of the two children in this case, and I haven't received those. So we're working on that, and I've talked to Michael Rodriguez, and he says, and he's going to email Hayden. We can get like a 2-week recall on this case.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Ayala, I need 2 weeks for discovery, please.
And also the state is expected to make an offer. They haven't made an offer on it yet. And on Citron.
Well, just 1 second.
Okay.
So on this case, the discovery that you're missing are the audios of the children?
Audio and or video, yes, of the two children from CPS. We do not believe there was a child safe interviews conducted.
And those are the only issues of discovery?
Well, I'm still going through the 1,400 pages. I'm almost finished with that. That appears to be the only discovery issue.
All right, so we're gonna come back on May 2nd for discovery issue. All right, Mr. Ayala, you're excused.
And Mr. Ayala, I'll call you as soon as I'm finished up here. All right.
Thank you. You have a nice Easter.
Thank you. You too. All right, and then Marlon Citron. There is a shortage of computers at the jail at the moment. So Mr. Latimer, if there's somewhere where else you need to be, and we'll take up Mr. Citron when you come back.
I don't need to speak to Citron because I already visited with him 2 days ago, but the ADA is telling me that they have to go to the IT department to pull some discovery.
All right, so here's the thing. Has your client been indicted?
Yes, it has been indicted.
Okay, what is the cause number? Because the court does not have that file. What is the cause number?
2021-9181.
All right, to the clerks, can you pull 2021 CR 9181? And I don't see that anywhere on the docketing sheet, so we will see what has happened.
I don't have a case with that setting. I have a setting here in my file of April 7.
Okay, we'll see, because we don't have it set today. That's why he's not here.
I wonder if I was here on April 7.
Okay, my understanding on this case,
Mhm.
that Johnny Cisneros was hired on this.
Okay, well, that's probably the reason why.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
All right, thank you.
I believe your client hung up.
Ms. Ferguson?
Oh, he's back? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I need a date for Citron. He hasn't been set.
It's on the 26th, Judge.
The 26th of April?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, any other attorneys ready?
Yes, Judge.
And who's speaking?
Jesse Garza.
All right, what is happening with your client?
We've come to an agreement to withdraw and to amend the conditions of probation.
All right, is there going to be a plea of truth?
No, Your Honor.
They're just withdrawing.
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, I sent that to Brittany and to yourself right now.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Jordan, they are withdrawing the motion and amending your conditions. You'll need to go into a breakout room to sign those conditions with probation. Do you understand?
We already signed them.
Oh,
Judge.
wow. Rebecca, you are so awesome. It's a beautiful thing to see multitasking going on. All right, if there is nothing else, then Ms. Garza, you're excused, and Mr. Norma, Mr. Jordan, 14M can go back.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes, ma'am, you too.
And Norma, he's 14M.
Judge.
Just one moment. All right, Meredith Chacon.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was in Judge Burley's court. I'm sorry, I'm a little late. We had children's court hearings are at their set time.
Oh, yes, I'm sending you to number 9. But in
Thank you so
children's
much.
court, you have like 5 attorneys on one case, so.
It was quite the show. Thank you.
All right, Kathy Compton.
Judge, I have conferred with the state and I'm still going through the discovery that I received. This is an older case, but I was recently substituted in for a prior attorney. So I would just ask for another setting where I can wrap up some things and go over the discovery with my client and get everybody kind of caught up.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I know Mr. Porter, I believe, is in custody, so you can counsel him.
He is not, Judge. He is on bond. And
Oh, where is Mr. Porter?
He's waving. He is a phone that is, he couldn't figure out how to change his name. It's that REVVLV.
Mr. Porter, can you unmute for me?
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Porter. Next
Yes,
time
ma'am.
you Zoom on, you need to figure out how to change your name. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
We're going to practice that at our meeting on Monday, Judge.
Thank you very much. All right. So do you know if you have all discovery? I know you were recently appointed.
I have a feeling that I may not. I do have, I downloaded everything in e-discovery, but there was only documentary evidence. So I suspect that there's probably some things that I need to get that I do not have, but I don't even know enough to know what I don't know.
Okay. All right. And did the state tender an offer to you or no?
There was a previous offer that was made to the prior attorney. That is being left open while I kind of get up to speed. But as far as any negotiated offers at this point, we haven't gotten there.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you give me a 3-week reset on Porter? And this 3-week reset is just to make sure that you have all the discovery. Then after that, because you're a new attorney, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date.
Okay, I appreciate that, Judge. Thank you.
All right. All right, we're going to come back on May 9th.
All right, I'll mark that down.
Thank you. You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Judge, this is Orta.
Yes.
I have a case set for 2 o'clock and it shows that it'd be through Zoom. I don't know. It's an MTR. Is it through Zoom or we're in person on Iraqi Martinez?
You're in person.
Okay. Okay, we'll be back. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Could I update on Mr. Moore? We've received a plea offer, Your Honor. I need about 2 weeks, Your Honor, to review it with him and come up with a final decision.
All right. All right, so do you have all the discovery?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Moore, can you give me 2 weeks reset, please? Is that enough time for you, Mr. Bartholomew?
I believe we can get an appointment, Your Honor, review everything and come back to the court with a decision one way or the other, Judge.
All right, we'll recall it for May 2nd. Mr. Moore, your next court date is May 2nd. That's also your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Do you understand? Mr. Moore, do you understand?
You got to unmute.
Can you hear me, ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All right, thank you.
And George, call me on the phone, please. Your Honor, I'll be back at about 11:05, Your Honor, for Mr. Villarreal when he logs on.
All right, thank you.
Excused? Thank you.
Yes, you're excused.
Thank you. May we be excused? Your Honor?
Yes, yes, you may be excused. Brenna, do you see, or Rebecca, do you see what page Mr. Moore is on?
Page 9.
Thank you. All right, and I'm going to go with Nathaniel Navy, then I'll go with you, Ms. Christian. Nathaniel Navy?
Good morning, Judge. I have Nicholas Caton, and on that one, we have an agreement to, which we had already kind of proceeded on earlier, to allow him to apply for the PTD program. I submitted that back in the
All right,
middle
Mr. Canton,
yes.
Nicholas Canton.
He's,
Nick.
let me see. I saw him on the Zoom. Yeah. If you could just unmute and show your video. I see his name on here, Judge, but
I did too. And at the beginning of this, I told people that your video needs to be shown. So, Nicholas Cantu, have you signed the paperwork for PTD? Mr. Navy?
oh yes, Judge, we submitted that on March 15th, and we're just waiting to see if he gets selected.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, the paperwork has been submitted. Do you need to call to see if he's selected, or do we just need to give him a reset?
Just a reset, Judge.
All right, what date are we coming back on? All right, Ms. Ferguson has given me May 16th. Mr. Navy, let your client know that his Zoom privileges are revoked,
Okay, thank you, Judge.
and he'll need to appear in person.
Okay. And then I had Domingo Martinez, Judge.
All right, just one moment.
Okay.
And is that person in custody or on bond?
On bond, Judge. He's actually on community supervision. It's a motion to amend a condition of his community supervision.
All right, and what are you requesting?
Judge, I'm requesting that the no contact order be altered to no harmful or injurious. When we entered the plea, it was the recommendation of the state as well at that time. The agreement was for no harmful or injurious. The court wanted to be sure that he understood what led to his behavior in this, and you wanted him to at least complete 3 courses of the BIPP course and then come back. I believe he's, at the time that I filed the motion, he had completed 3, but at this point, I believe he's completed much more than 3. It's been, let me see. He's had this no contact order in place since about June. And so he has made a lot of progress, Judge. Just asking that no contact order now be removed and then replaced with the no harmful or injurious.
Okay, and I do see that the complainant in the plea bargain agreement was asking for no harmful or injurious contact, and the court is in receipt of your motion with the affidavit from the complainant seeking a no harmful or injurious contact. Mr. Martinez, have you learned anything from this?
Yes, Your Honor. Learning, taking the compadre and the family violence course both at the same time. Learning on how to react towards, difficult situations and stuff, and how to walk away instead of then and come back and talk about things later. Also about nurturing, being more of a nurturing father and husband.
Okay, just give me one moment.
Judge, I'm back to the main session.
All right, Mr. Villarreal, thank you for coming out after I rang the doorbell.
Always, Judge.
All right, so this case is Domingo Martinez. In the plea bargain agreement, the state had placed outside the agreement the no harmful or injurious contact. I ordered that there be no contact until he completes some parenting classes and also the BIPP course. He's done more than 3 classes of the BIPP course per the attorney, and he's started parenting classes, and he's telling me he's learned some things from that. And I have an affidavit now from the complainant suggesting and asking that the no contact order be lifted and it be instead replaced with no harmful or injurious contact. In her affidavit, she states that she doesn't feel that she's in danger and that there's any chance of violence between her and Mr. Martinez. So do you have any objection to the supervision being altered and amended or changed to be replaced with no harmful or injurious contact as opposed to no contact?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martinez, continue doing what you're doing.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll send you to a breakout room. Probation will go over new conditions with you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
And may I be excused, Judge? I have another court that I need to get to.
Yes, you may be excused.
Judge, if you sign the order, then I just need a copy of that order. I don't need to talk to the defendant.
All right, thank you then, Mr. Domingo Martinez, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Yes.
Do not drink over the
No,
weekend. You're still
No,
not
ma'am.
allowed to celebrate the fact that you are back in contact.
Correct. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Christian?
Judge, do you need, so,
Oh, no, Mr. Villarreal, you can go back to your breakout room. Thank you.
thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Christian?
Good morning, Judge. I have Otho Lee Greer, who is in custody, I believe.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's criminal trial.
Have you conferred or no?
I have not.
All right, so I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1, but courtroom, before you go to number 1, let me just rename you.
Okay.
All right, and courtroom, if you can go to number 1.
Be in this one.
All right, Ms. Headland on buyers.
Yes, Your Honor, we have an agreement on the MTR. He's going to plead true to one of the conditions, alter and amend, and TIC or dismiss the pending unindicted case. So I messaged Norma if there's any paperwork that I need to do, like the consent for video.
Yes, there is paperwork.
Okay, so if she wants to send that to me, I can be ready whenever the court is ready.
All right, if you just put that information in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson and she'll take care of that.
Perfect. I did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm sending that over right now, Judge.
All right, Kurt Grancy.
Judge, I've conferred, and I think that there's a decent chance we're going to get it resolved. The DA, the district attorney, though, has an issue that's raised in one of the reports. He's got to talk to the detective, and once he does that, I think we'll be able to get it resolved.
All right, is your client listed as Chris on the Zoom?
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
All right, did they give you any type of time frame they're expecting this to be resolved, Mr. Grancy?
Well, it's an issue of contacting an officer, and after he does that, then I should know, and I'll have to talk to Chris again. And so.
Is a 30-day reset enough time?
Yes, that'd be enough time.
All right, or do you want less?
No, I think that would work. And Judge, I noticed that you gave somebody a May 16th date. I was actually looking at my calendar if I could do May 17th.
All right.
The 18th I'm out, and the 16th I have a lot of settings.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, is May 17th available for Mr. Grancy? All right, so we'll come back on May 17th.
Chris, does that work for you? I didn't even ask. I mean,
that should be fine. I can make arrangements so I can be available.
Okay.
All right, we will see you then. You're both excused.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
See you, Chris.
Everyone, I appreciate your patience. All right, Alfonso Cabanas, a Marine.
Good morning, Judge. Just to let you know, I conferred with Mr. Groomer, and we've reached a plea agreement on Mr. Marin's cases.
All right, thank you so much. If you'll put that in the chat box, Ms. Ferguson, she'll take care of it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Douglas Kapmeyer.
Yes, Your Honor, if I could please go back with ADA Sparks.
Okay. Let me see where Ms. Sparks is. All right, Ms. Sparks, Mr. Kapmeyer would like to speak with you again. Mr. Kapmeyer, if you go to breakout room number 22.
Thank you.
All right, Manny Rodriguez.
Yes, with Angel Briseño, Judge, he's been approved for pretrial diversion. So we'll be moving forward to the next steps of application and contract.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson, what date do we give Briseño for pretrial diversion? All right, we're going to come back on May 16th.
May 16th. Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Thank you. You and your client are excused.
Appreciate it. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. You too. Oh, and a happy Easter. That's what everyone's saying.
Happy Easter, of course.
Yeah. All I can think about is the bunny rabbit, the song. Here comes Peter Cottontail. Every child had to learn that song. All right, see you around. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, to the courtroom, Mr. Briseño can go. He'll have to be back on May 16th, and he can appear by Zoom. And thank you for your patience, Mr. Acevedo.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Major.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I've conferred with the state. They've extended an offer, as well as there's some missing discovery videos of interviews with the complainant, as well as the persons who have received the outcry. So we're just asking for a reset, Your Honor, so that I can evaluate that discovery with my client and make a decision on the offer.
Okay, let me see, Angel Cantu. All right, so that I can write it in the file, what discovery did you say is missing?
Yes, Judge, there are recorded videos of the person who received the complainant's outcry when they were interviewed by the Converse Police Department.
Okay.
So it's that person's account of what happened when the outcry was made, as well as the complainant's mother gave an interview as well. And there's that recorded video.
All right, are there any CPS records involved in this case?
None that I know of, Your Honor. I did just substitute in, so I'm getting my arms around the case, but.
Does it ever ask you if you can put your name in here? Usually.
All right, that's okay. We've been doing this for 2.5 years or close to 3. People still don't.
I can't remember.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Can I have a 30-day reset for discovery on Angel Cantu, please? And has the state tendered an offer or no?
Yes, Judge, they have.
All right, we'll come back on May 17th. And that will be for discovery. You and your client are excused. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank-
Martin Guerra. You're on mute.
Good morning, Judge.
Brenda, I'm going to wear my t-shirt that somebody gave me, but it's inappropriate attire for the courtroom. But I want to wear the t-shirt that says you're on mute. All right, Mr. Guerra, who do you have?
I have Adrian Arias, and that's a CTD case. I last spoke to Marcus about it.
All right, do you need to speak with your attorney, your client?
Actually, I'd like to speak to the state first.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
Thank you for changing your name. David Cuellar?
Yes, Your Honor, we should be ready for a plea.
All right, just give me a moment. Who is your client?
Jonathan Huerta.
So have you already received all the paperwork?
Yes, received and signed, I believe.
All right, Mr. Huerta, I'm sending you to breakout room number 1. Clerks, if you could go to breakout room number 1 and see if you have all the paperwork on Huerta. Mr. Grancy, you're back.
Judge, I just sent him the information he needed.
Yeah, I just needed the email, but I'm not so, did you say it's Rihanna Groomer?
Mr. Granty, I'll go to the breakout room with you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
And Judge, can I bug you in a second when you get a chance? It's Collins.
Okay, just one moment.
No problem, Judge. Thanks.
All right, Pat Hancock, who do you have?
Judge, I have Jesus Mendoza, and I need to speak with Mr. Groomer.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Collins?
Yes, Judge. So I talked to Ryan earlier, about an hour ago, but I think he's been getting everything. I'm still waiting on ADA paperwork. I've already got Norma's paperwork. And once I get that paperwork, I can go over my guy and we can get this off the docket and resolve it. But I think Ryan might be swamped. I tried to send him a message and he's been out in and out of the room. So I don't know if another ADA can check on the paperwork and or
Just
what.
one moment. We're going to find out what's happening with your paperwork.
Thanks, Judge.
So just give us a moment and we're going to take care
No
of
problem,
that.
Judge.
Thank you. Valerie Hetman. On buyers, I have signed the paperwork, so I'm just waiting for the clerks to give that to me.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I appreciate everyone's patience this morning. We don't have a full staff of prosecutors here, so they're doing the best they can and they're working as quickly as possible and multitasking. So just everyone put a smile on your face and the day is going to be fabulous. Right, Mr. Garza?
Yeah, I was just wondering where I was in line, Judge, because I've been over there for about 45 minutes or so.
Hey, you know those are like doctor's offices, right? They're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. And I think maybe they're keeping you in the breakout rooms to see if your blood pressure is going to go up and if you need medication. All right.
I need medication, Judge.
I'm going to send you to number 15.
All right, thank you.
All right. And I'm moving people up in the breakout rooms as other attorneys leave so that it'll be easier for everyone to see you. And Brenda, I think if I move them up, they'll be like, wow, I'm moving up in line.
Judge, can you put Kelly McGinnis in breakout room 2? I just put her client in 2, please.
Okay, let me find Miss McGinnis.
Oh. I'm sorry, Judge, is the courtroom in 2?
Courtroom is in 1. Well, no, they moved to 2.
I'm trying to put Bettis in 2.
Who do you want to go to number 2?
Bettis,
Is he an inmate?
yes, he is.
All right, Mr. Pettis, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, please.
Can the courtroom go to a different?
What room are you asking the courtroom to go to?
To a different room, Judge?
But didn't you want them with Kelly McGinnis or no?
Yeah, Kelly McGinnis is on Zoom, Judge.
All right, to the courtroom. I'm just going to send you to breakout room number 7.
And Your Honor, my client, Mr. Perez, has showed up. He just zoomed in, Your Honor. He's on my office computer.
All right, we will get the paperwork done for you. Just give us a moment.
Thank you. And may I
You're
confirm
welcome.
with the state briefly, Your Honor? It's a DWI.
Yes, just give us a moment. Mr. Groomer, I know you are extra busy. There are some defense attorneys who say that they're waiting on paperwork. All right, Mr. Kimbrough.
I need to speak to Mr. Groomer.
All right, just give me a moment. Okay.
Judge, I did hear my name. I'm working on paperwork on another one, but I can jump in with Mr. Kimbrough if you put him in a room.
All right, I'll do number 9. And also, Mr. Groomer, I think Mr. Bartholomew said he's doing a plea as well.
Okay, I don't know, but I'll talk to him. Where is he on? Is he in person or is he on a?
He's in the 187 District Court, but you can take care of this first and then we will take care of that.
Okay, sounds good.
And Judge, real quick, while Ryan's still in there, can I double check to make sure he has my email? Because I haven't gotten paperwork and I just want to make sure it's not a technical issue.
I think we're sending it your way. Hopefully we'll have it pretty quick here, David.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Judge.
Uh-huh.
All right, Ms. Christian, we will get a prosecutor to you shortly. Sorry about that. All right, Mr. Villarreal, are you the attorney who's on Byers?
I am, Judge.
All right, Ms. Hetland,
Yes, ma'am.
are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 0226, State of Texas versus Darren P. Byers. I have parties announced for the record for the state.
Good, how are you? Great.
Michael Villarreal for the state.
For the defense.
Valerie Hedlund for defendant Darren Byers.
And are you Mr. Byers? Just hold down the space. Yes. Are you Mr. Byers?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
We're proceeding by video due to the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense? Mr. Byers, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Darren Keith Byers who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 0226 for the offense of assault family second on September 8, 2020 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 1 on or about the 7th day of March, 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Darren Keith Byers, committed the offense of possession of controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true? How do you plead to that, Mr. Byers, true or not true?
True.
State?
The state would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objection.
Mr. Byers, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court is finding violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The agreement is to deny the state's motion, alter and amend conditions of probation to include a new TAP evaluation and follow recommendations and the UA hotline until the new TAP is complete. And the state is going to take into consideration the new number 1, which is cause NIGHTMAG 652384.
All right, I'm not the one who did this plea. So this is what the court is going to do. The court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include a TAP evaluation. Ms. Reyes, how long will it take for them to complete a TAP evaluation while Mr. Byers is in custody?
About a week, maybe 2.
All right, so he's going to remain in custody for the TAP evaluation. He's going to follow all recommendations of the TAP evaluation. Court will take in consideration NIGHTMAG number 652384. Mr. Byers, do you have any children?
All my children are grown. I just paid off my child support. My daughter goes to Ohio State. I just paid off my child support the past year. I don't owe anything.
Okay, well, I mean, your daughter's still gonna need help when she's in college.
Yes, ma'am. I'm currently doing that right now.
All right, that's a good thing. All right, if he is placed on outpatient treatment, then we're gonna do the UA hotline. We'll do field visits 1 time per month. Is there anything else from either side? Anything else from the state or the defense?
Sorry, Judge, I keep muting myself. Nothing further from the state.
Ms. Hedger? All right, Mr. Byers, anything else?
I just wanted to say I appreciate the second chance. I was doing quite well. I had a moment where.
All right, well, Mr. Byers, you need to do what you need to do in order to stay sober.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't be the father who's not at your daughter's graduation because you're in prison.
Yes, ma'am. I totally understand that. With one other thing, I was on my way for early termination. Will I still get that opportunity?
You're on your way to doing a TAP evaluation.
Well, I understand that. I mean, once I finish that.
Well, so here's the thing. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see into the future. So if you're doing well, you can always have an attorney file a motion for early termination, or probation will submit it to me and we'll see how things look. I always keep an open mind.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 so that you can go over your conditions with probation. Ms. Hedlund, you're excused, or either you can go to number 1 with your client.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Rebecca, let me find Mr. Byers on the screen. All right, Mr. Byers, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me just find you on the screen. There you are. You're in breakout room number 1. All right, Mr. Cuellar.
Yes, Your Honor. We did that plea in misdemeanor court in County Court 6 with Jonathan Huerta this morning at 9:30. And we came on here at 10:30. We still need the plea packet from the state.
All right, is it criminal trial division?
It is, Your Honor, CTD.
All right, just give me a moment. Let me see who is available. Ms. Sparks or either Mr. Groomer, they've completed the paperwork on Mr. Cuellar. Did you give them your client's email address?
I sent that to Mr. Groomer.
All right, then what I'll do now is I'll put you and your client in breakout room number 3, and they will get paperwork to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let me just find your client on the Zoom screen. Just one moment. All right, I've just found them and you all been moved to breakout room number 3. Brian Kimbrough.
Yes, Your Honor, I conferred. I have an offer that I'd like to get a little time to go over with my client. I'm at the courthouse. I'm supposed to go in the 144th here in about a minute to do a case. So if you could give me like 3 weeks.
Where's your client?
My client is Adam Sancho. He should be
No,
on.
No, he's
Adam,
not.
Not. Okay, well, I can contact. I talked to him before. I mean, I know this has been taken all morning, so maybe he got distracted, but I'll have to call him.
No, Your Honor, I'm right here. I'm on Galaxy A02s.
All right, can you step back from the screen a little bit? Okay. Mr. Sancho, you're gonna have to learn how to put your name on the Zoom screen. If you can't put your name on the Zoom screen, you're gonna need to appear in court. Do you understand?
Yes, I will, Your Honor. Trying to zoom out. Okay.
All right, so Mr. Kimbrough and Mr. Sancho, do you have all the discovery?
Yes.
Has an offer been tendered?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Mr. Sancho in 2 weeks, please? And give me a date in the chat box. All right, May 3rd is your plea deadline date, Mr. Sancho. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date without good cause. Mr. Kimbrough, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Brenna, do you see Mr. Sancho on the docket anywhere?
Page 9, Judge.
Thank you. How are you guys able to find this so quickly and I'm not? No, I have a lot of hand raised.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you. Here we go. Joanne Eckel.
Judge, may I confer with the prosecutor?
Okay, on which case?
I'm sorry, Jaime Rivera in its CTD.
All right, let me see what breakout room is available. I'll send you to number 5.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alex Shar.
Hi, Judge. I talked to Mr. Villarreal. Did make a plea offer. We have received discovery. I do need time to talk to my client to come up with a counter offer possibly. But other than that, ready to go forward.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Roberto. Is it Roberto Espinoza?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge. He's right here next to me.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Roberto Espinoza. Can I have a 2-week reset for a plea deadline, please? All right, your plea deadline date is May 2nd. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. You and your client are excused. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Judge. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.
All right, you too.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Donald Wilson.
Yes, Judge, I have conferred with Mr. Villarreal, and he's extended an offer, but it doesn't appear that my client has appeared this morning, and I have not been able to reach her.
All right, just give me a moment. You can either come back at 2 to see if your client can appear, or we can take this matter up now.
I'm ready now, I guess.
Okay, Mr. Villarreal, are you present?
I am, Judge.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 2357, State of Texas versus Melissa Ann Morales. May I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
For the defense?
Donald Wilson.
We're proceeding by video due to the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, this case was called at 9 a.m. It is now 11:13 a.m. Deputy Mejia, has there been a Melissa Ann Morales in the courtroom at all today?
No, Your Honor, she has not.
And there has not been a Melissa Ann Morales on the Zoom screen. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, I have not, Your Honor. I've spoken to her bond company and they gave me a couple of numbers and I've had no callbacks from either number.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the state would move to forfeit the defendant's bond, the court forfeit the defendant's bond, and that a warrant be issued for her arrest.
That'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you're able to get in touch with your client and your client presents themselves either in person or on Zoom within by next week, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused. And let me see if I can find her on the page.
She's on page 10.
Thank you. All right, Gary Churak.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, I was in breakout room 9 for about an hour and a half and nobody showed up, but I had to finish a plea in the 227th and had to exit Zoom. So haven't
What's your
talked to the
client's
DA
name?
yet. Del Bosque,
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
family violence.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 8.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Tony Hernandez.
Good morning, Judge. We've conferred, Judge, on Henry Luna III. We're going to need a trial study. I guess a plea deadline would be the appropriate phrasing.
How many cases does your client have?
2, Your Honor.
2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are they both indicted?
They are, Judge. It's 2022 CR 0200 and 0201.
All right, let me see if I have that. All right, Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Luna, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, and have you received all the discovery?
Excuse me. Yes, Judge. I downloaded the most recent today.
And you have an offer?
We do.
All right, your plea deadline date is May 17th. The court will not consider any plea bargain agreements after that date without good cause.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, you too. Dan Rodriguez.
Your Honor, I'm here on Adrian Borrego. The cause number is 2019 CR 6320. I don't think it's on the trial docket, though. I think it was set today for a status on a subpoena. And I have conferred with Michael on it.
Yes, it was. So what is the update on the subpoenas?
So I found a place in California that can probably do it on a rush, that I've requested that we do a rush job on that today to get the California company to serve Instagram. Where the state did get some information, but it's more of the subscriber information. And what we're looking for is more of the content driven information from Instagram. So we're hoping that this rush subpoena will get us what we want and request a reset.
All right, and what time did they give you?
I just requested it today, so I don't have a time frame yet. I'm thinking 30 days.
Is that what they mean by rush?
I don't know what they mean by rush. I mean,
all right.
All I know is the pricing, $150 for a rush job, which I'm going to pay for today.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Adrian Borrego, if I can have a 3-week reset and we'll see where we are on the subpoena, Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. You have a nice day.
No, you need the date.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you gonna?
No, every court's different and I forgot I need to wait for the date.
All right, we'll come back on May 9th. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too. Alfonso Cabanas.
Hi, Judge. I'm just waiting for the plea packet. No rush.
Oh, thank you so much. That's nice when people say no rush. I appreciate that. I just saw your hand up.
Oh,
So-
let me bring it down, Judge. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. James Myrick.
Yes, good morning. So this is a carryover from yesterday afternoon. It is a Kilpatrick Taylor cause number 2022 CR 2122 in custody currently for
What is happening with the case? That's what I
sure.
need to know.
So in short, I made a request that the DAs burn some DVDs on surveillance video. Mr. Groomer told me that it should be ready no later than next Monday or Tuesday. So if I can get a handle on those surveillance videos, that would certainly help me to determine the next way, to help me advise the client. I ask for a 2 to 3 week reset, Your Honor.
And which videos are these?
These are surveillance videos that would essentially depict much of the transaction.
And have you had a chance to speak with your client?
Yes, I have. I spoke to him at length yesterday.
All right, Ms. Ferguson? Yes, Mr. Meyer?
But just quickly, he's in custody, and he did make a request that he wanted to see the surveillance video with me. So, and just to do that, I guess, is it best to just do that in the jail, or does Zoom support any video to watch a video with on a file share, or do you know?
Zoom does support video.
Okay, we can support that. So I will have to eventually watch the video with him.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Kilpatrick, can I have a 30-day reset? All right, you're going to come back on May 16th, and Ms. Ferguson, you can counsel Mr. Kilpatrick.
Yes. Okay. Hold on, let me get my Zoom thing here.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Judge, can I give you an update on Rios when the court's ready?
Just a moment.
No problem. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Ms. Kramer.
Yes, Judge. I've spoken to Ryan on Jesse Sanchez. We still need to talk about Jesse Garza, but I do need to go back into a breakout room with Mr. Groomer on Jesse Sanchez.
Okay, just one moment. If you'll remain here, we will get you there as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Catherine Valenzuela. All right. Gary Chirac, Del Bosque.
Yes, ma'am. I've conferred with Mr. Villarreal. We're still awaiting discovery items on that, specifically a DPS lab result, as well as surveillance video and a cell phone download. And state doesn't have all that yet, and I don't have it.
All right, just one moment. Let me grab the file. Did they give you an idea of when they may have that?
No, they didn't. And my experience with DPS is it takes a while for them to get their lab results in.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Del Bosque. And is Del Bosque in custody, Mr.
No,
Chirac?
he is on bond and he should be present.
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Del Bosque, please? All right, we'll come back on May 17th, Mr. Del Bosque. You and your attorney are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
On the recall page, Judge.
Thank you.
And I
Hello?
sent you a chat earlier, Judge.
Okay. All right, Juan Mendoza. Juan Mendoza.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Mr. Mendoza, you're here for a compliance hearing.
Yes.
All right, they're seeking to extend your community service, your community supervision. So you have not made any payments towards your balance. You have not begun community service hours nor outpatient treatment.
Well, I just made my my final payment the other day.
So here's the thing. Do you want to be on this probation forever?
No, I don't.
Right. So then here's the thing. If you do your community service hours, if you complete your outpatient treatment, then we wouldn't even be here. And you only have 80 hours of community service restitution. And you have been on this probation for at least 2 years. And you haven't done 80 hours of community service restitution. And if you look at it, in 2 years, you could have been doing community service hours, 1 hour a day. So do you want to be on this deferred adjudication forever?
No, ma'am. No.
And why haven't you started your outpatient treatment?
Is that the classes?
Yes. Why haven't you started that?
I have no good reason.
All right, so here's the thing. When I receive these motions, Mr. Mendoza, sometimes the motion comes to me and it's, do you want to have a motion to revoke, which means that you would be arrested, you'd have to make bond, or do we want to have this conversation that we're having now? So I'm going to extend your deferred adjudication for 3 months. Between now and then, you had better start doing some community service hours and start your outpatient treatment. If you do not, the next time that I have a conversation with you, you could be in orange because they're going to file a motion to revoke. And I'm going to sign that motion to revoke if it's in order. We're not going to be having this conversation and we'll hear whatever violations are in the motion. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm extending it for 3 months. You have 80 hours of community service that you need to do. You need to start doing your community service hours. And you will find that when you do community service hours to help other people, it just makes you feel good. Like as you get older, during Christmas time, you felt so great as a child getting gifts, but when you're able to give gifts to people that you love, it just makes you feel so much better because you feel like you improved the world and people smile when you do it. So find something that you enjoy that somebody needs help at and do the community service hours. And if it's outside in the fresh air, great, you're beautifying things, but at the same time, you're remaining healthy. So I'm going to extend you for 3 months. You understand?
Yes.
And in that 3 months time, Rebecca, he needs to do at least 2 hours a day for community service restitution. And you need to have started outpatient treatment. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are you supposed to do in those 3 months' time?
I have my hours, at least completed my hours.
And what else?
And start my program, my outreach program.
All right. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation is going to go over your conditions with you, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Mendoza. Make sure you do that.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sending you to breakout room number 1.
All right.
All right, and just so people know, paperwork is being, Ms. Kalanga, please take your hand down. I will get to you. Just so everyone know, paperwork is being completed and the court is signing that. All right, Angela Blake.
Hi, Judge. I had to get out of line, but I'm back. If I could be put back in a breakout room to wait on CTD.
Sure. I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
People are leaving the line and then they come back and they get a higher room than they were before. John Young, is your client criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's criminal trial, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room.
It's kind of a 50-50. It's a former stepfather.
All right, I'll send you to number 5. They will let me know.
Thank you.
Alberto Acevedo, I'll send you to number 6.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Joanne Eckel.
Yes, Judge, I've received an offer from the state on my client, but he is a non-citizen, so I'm going to need to get a Padilla letter.
All right, does your client need someone appointed to represent him as an immigration attorney?
Yes, he does.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you see if we can get an immigration attorney zoomed in, please?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to get an immigration attorney zoomed in. Just give me us a moment, Ms. Eckel.
Yes, Judge, I will.
Catherine Valenzuela. All right, she's doing something else. And everyone, we are getting your paperwork together. Corley, I'm checking to see if Mr. Woods is here. Mr. Woods is now here. Mr. Perez, you're in court. Take your hat off. All right. Court is calling 2019 CR 4188, State of Texas versus Derek Eugene Woods. Can I have parties announced for the state?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
For the defense?
Linda Corley for defense.
Are you Mr. Woods? Press the space bar. It's the longest key on the keyboard.
I know what the space bar was, but it was on a non-lock. But yes, I'm Derek Woods.
All right, well then unmute when people call your name.
It
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
And from the state, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Woods, do you have any objection?
No, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Corley, you filed a motion to set bond. Mr. Villarreal, have you had a chance to review that document?
I have, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, defense, it's your motion. You may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. We are requesting a bond be set. My client is on deferred adjudication currently. The reason for his MTR looks based mostly on he has picked up a new cases, Judge, another ABI, family violence, which is a second, and a possession of a firearm. And possession of marijuana, which was already rejected by the state. Those were on different dates, Judge. And we're requesting, I believe his prior bond was $15,000, Judge. We're requesting if you would consider setting the bond at $15,000. His family is having trouble with money, and so we're trying to get him out so we can try to get these cases resolved while he's out of custody, Judge.
All right, the court is not going to set a bond at $15,000 for someone who is on bond for assault, family choking, strangulation. Okay. And the allegations in the motion, which you stated, are assault and possession of a firearm.
Yes, Your Honor. And he, and I think just let the court know, I think he's been in jail for just a little over 2 weeks. Would you consider a $30,000 bond, Judge?
State, what are you requesting?
First, the state would offer state's exhibit number 1, which I emailed to both you and defense, as well as I've CC'd the court reporter.
All right, any objections to state's exhibit number 1?
No, Judge, other than hearsay statements.
Well, any objection to it?
Yeah.
That will be sustained.
Well, Judge, I think for purposes of not remanding without bond, but for setting for a bond, this would be admissible and the rules of evidence do not apply.
Well, they do because he's remanded without bond.
And Your
Even
Honor,
though the defense is asking that a bond be set. And yes, it does. If the state is going to be requested that the defendant be remanded without bond, then yes, the rules of evidence will apply.
Your Honor, we have not asked for it. We're not going to ask for it to be a continued remand without bond. We are asking for bond to be set.
All right, then state's exhibits 1 will be admitted. And the court is reviewing state's exhibits 1. All right, after viewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, is there any other evidence from the state?
No, just argument, Your Honor.
All right, defense, it's your motion. You can present your argument.
Yes, Your Honor. We are just requesting that the court consider setting a bond. As I said, he is on deferred, and we understand that he has these prior cases. I would like to, we would just request if the judge would set a reasonable bond. We had requested 15. I understand the court's not willing to consider that. His family does have issues with money, so we'd request if you would consider a $30,000 bond, Judge.
State, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, based on the fact that he's on for a family violence case, he's picked up a new family violence case, in full just candor to the court, this is a different victim than the one he's on probation for. And he picks up a gun charge. Regardless of the veracity or truthfulness of those allegations, state has concerns for the safety of both the current victim, the new victim, and the community. And so the state is asking that you set his bond no less than $45,000.
All right. Court is setting the bond at $75,000. The defendant is to be placed on full GPS and the court will waive the fees. Is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, nothing further from defense.
All right. I'm assuming this is going to be a contested hearing, or have you all had a chance to discuss that?
We haven't got that far in negotiations, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, I'm still looking over his prior cases to try to be ready to discuss everything with the state.
All right, then what the court will do, we'll recall this for 15 days, Ms. Corley. And then after that point, if you all wish to have a contested hearing, we will have a contested hearing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 75-day reset on Mr. Woods, please? I'm sorry, not a 75-day, a 14-day reset on Mr. Woods. Everybody was stunned by that. Me too.
And I believe he's set right now for the 25th. Will that court date be canceled and we'll come on the...
Is he set for the 25th of April?
I think so, Judge. Let me pull him up.
All right. Will that give you enough time, Ms. Corley, or do you want it set in May?
Judge, I'd rather have it set in May. If I could do it earlier, I can try to reset it earlier, but I do need to go through quite a bit of discovery.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a May date for Mr. Woods, please? All right, May 9th.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will endeavor to get everything and confer before that date.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. May my client and I be excused?
Yes, Ms. Ferguson, you can let them know L15, Mr. Woods can go back. And are the parties ready on Fernando Rios?
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
All right, who is speaking?
Collins, Your Honor, David Collins.
All right, thank you.
Is this just a plea, Judge?
Yes, just a plea.
If you can walk me through it, I can be available.
Thank you. I
Judge, we were going to do the
appreciate
plea and we were going to ask to waive the PSI.
All right, yes, we can do that.
And it's pretty straightforward, Michael. It's nothing crazy.
All right, Brenna, has Heidi left us? Okay. All right, court, tell her as a court reporter, you can't do that. Court is calling 2022 CR 1101, State of Texas versus Fernando Rios. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
For the defense?
David Collins for the defense, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Rios?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Off the record for a moment. Ms. McGinnis, are you finished with Mr. Perez?
I sort of am, Judge. We have a trial date already, but I wanted to confirm with Michael because there are a few additional cases on there that I think are not family violence. So I kind of wanted to talk to someone about those.
Okay, do you still need Mr. Perez on the screen?
I do not.
All right, Ms. Fergus, can you let them know that Mr. Perez can go back?
Yes, ma'am. I'll set up a visit with you, John.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we're back on the record. Mr. Rios, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you
Yes, I did, Your
electronically
Honor.
sign it? Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and that you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rios, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, it appears you're proceeding on the indictment as presented. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rios, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, I understood.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he was and is, Your Honor.
Mr. Rios, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There's no application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There are none, Your Honor.
Outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There be a TAP evaluation. There be 150 hours of community service restitution, 2-year driver's license suspension, ignition interlock for the full term, DWI intervention, and VIP. Did you understand that those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the state would offer State's Exhibit number 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Rios, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are. We're asking to waive PSI, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, just that Mr. Fernando, he's spoken to me that this was a wake-up call. He's sober 5 months now. He's working on his own to make the changes. He's asking for the court's help to give him the skills so that he's not back in front of this court or any court. And so we're asking the court to follow the recommendation of the district attorney.
All right, Mr. Rios, why can't you stop drinking? Because this isn't your first DWI. It's not your second DWI. It's not your third DWI. This is really your fourth DWI. So why can't you stop drinking?
Correct, Your Honor. I could not stop drinking because I didn't see it as a problem. I have since seek the help and have been working to better myself. I am happy to be 5 months sober, working with my sponsor, attending my meetings. I've actually been to detox and help speaking to others. And that actually has been very beneficiary to me as well, to go and see and speak with these individuals and have them and share with them my experiences, as well as that, as you just mentioned, I couldn't stop. I didn't stop. And it took it this long for me to figure out that I need to stop and I cannot drink. I can't handle it. I'm unable to drink like a normal person. And that's just the root of it. But I do see that now
Are you
I just wish it
employed?
didn't take me this long. I'm sorry.
Are you employed?
Yes, yes.
What do you do?
I optical technician for an eye doctor's office.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years, $1,500 fine, probated, 2 years driver's license suspension, ignition interlock for the full term, DWI intervention, VIP, 150 hours community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring anyone to get the COVID vaccination. You don't have to, but if you've received it, 40 of those hours will be deducted. I want a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted in felony drug court, then he's going to do intensive outpatient treatments to start with probation. I want him to continue with his sober meetings. There is to be proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. So if for some reason you can't report in person, you'll need to do it by Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor.
There'll be field visits 1 time per month and regular UAs. Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
No, Judge, but the victim impact, does that need to be live or it could be regular?
No, that needs to be live.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Rios, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor. I just want to thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Rios, good luck to you. We're off the record. Mr. Rios, I understand that you are seeing persons to help you remain sober, but felony drug court is a great program, and I think that will be of great help to you. If you're honest with them about your alcohol issues, it could be a great program for you to help you remain on your sobriety. What I found is that many people get too caught up in I'm sober, and then they slowly let things slip in that should not slip in, and the next thing you know, you're drinking again.
Correct.
So-
Yes, Your Honor. I've dealt with that in the past myself. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Rios. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will go over conditions with you. Mr. Collins, thank you so much for your patience and for your patience as well, Mr. Rios. You can
Thank
go to
you.
breakout room number 1, Mr. Collins, or either you can be excused. Mr. Rios, probation will meet you there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Good luck, Fernando.
Brenna, I know I'm aging myself, but there is a song by ABBA, and you know what it's called? Fernando. Am I the only person who knows that song? Tony Jimenez, I'm hoping you know that song. And
I
Bob,
know that song.
I don't want to
Thank you.
admit, I don't want to admit that I know it, but I know it only because I didn't really like it.
Okay.
Honestly, I didn't like it either, but I know it.
What? Okay, and Bob Behrens, I know you know that song. Bob, I'm going to put you at number 10. Thank you for your patience.
Judge, I was in the 227th all this time. I'm
Okay.
back. Could you please, I sent a chat to be placed in a breakout room.
All right, who's your client?
His name is Eliseo Perez Rodriguez.
And have you spoken to the state?
No, Your Honor,
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
a trial division.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Judge, this is Abe Garza. I was wondering if my client was in the courtroom yet.
All right, just give me a moment. Suzanne Kramer, where are you?
I'm here, Judge. I'm just waiting for to go back in with Ryan on a counter offer from Jesse Sanchez.
All right, just give me a moment. Let me see where Ryan is. All right, Ms. Kramer, I'm just going to rename you and let them know that you're waiting for Ryan.
Yes, and I mean, I still need to talk to him about Jesse Garza too, so I just put that one name on my thing.
All right. Suzanne, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Joanne Eckel.
Judge, my client is the client that needs the Padilla letter.
Yes. Ms. Ferguson, is there an update on the immigration attorney?
Not yet, Judge.
All right, just give me one moment, Ms. Eckel.
Yes,
All right, Martin Guerra.
Morning, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, I had conferred with the state. My client was signed on since this morning. When I left the breakout room after confirming with the state, I couldn't find him. And now when I call, it says that he's not accepting phone calls. So I'm trying to track him down, but there has been a change in the offer.
I've been here the whole time.
Okay, wait, here he is.
Yeah, he has a number as opposed to his name.
My name should be on there, Your Honor.
No, it wasn't. It's just a number.
Oh, I'm sorry. I checked the phone a while ago. It said my name in there.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 13.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
Sorry about that, Your Honor.
Oh, no problem. And Martin, I'm sending you to 13. All right, John Pettis.
Yes, Judge, I'm here on Brandon Lescano. I had a chance to confer. There's some videos that I need to watch. I also spoke to my clients, and there's a family member I need to reach out to that might be able to shine some light on this issue. If we can have a 2-week reset, I'm able to come back and get this closed out.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 2-week reset on Liz Cano? All right, we'll come back on May 2nd.
May 2nd. Sounds good, Judge.
Thank you. Brenda, do you see Liz Cano on the docket? I found it. All right, Jonathan Ross, then we'll take up Ed Bartholomew. Jonathan Ross?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here for Mr. Matthew Trevino. I was wondering if I might be able to get in a breakout room with my client and then perhaps family violence.
All right, do you need to speak to family violence before you speak to your client?
I should probably speak to my client first, Your Honor.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 14. And before you go, let me see where Matthew Trevino is. He in custody or on bond?
He's on bond, Your Honor. He should be there.
All right, Mr. Trevino, if you'll go to 14 to speak with your attorney, please.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, 15.
Yes, ma'am. I'll get up. Thanks.
All right, Ed Bartholomew.
Morning, Your Honor. Update on Mr. Valentin Perez, Your Honor. Mr. Perez is on my secretary's phone, Your Honor, because our computer is not camera worthy today. And
Okay.
I'm here. I've conferred with the state. They've improved the offer, Your Honor, but I'd like an opportunity of a couple days to sit him down again and remind him, Your Honor, and tell him what the new offer is. It will be a plea, Judge.
All right, just one moment. And is this John Pettis? What
Pardon?
is your client's name?
Oh, Valentine, Your Honor. Valentine Perez.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this next week for jury trial? And if your client enters a plea, he can enter a plea.
What date are we recalling it for, Judge?
Ms. Ferguson, can I have a date in the box, please? April 18th.
That's fine, Judge. We'll get it resolved. And I appreciate the court's consideration. May I release Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. May we be
You're
excused?
welcome.
Judge?
Yes, you may be
Thank you.
excused.
Have a blessed week. Happy Easter, Judge.
All right, thank you. You too. All right. Alfonso Cabanas, you're still waiting on your paperwork?
No, Your Honor, just an update. I have the paperwork. I just need to go in a breakout room with Mr. Marin to review it and sign it.
All right, Mr. Marine is in. I'll put you all in 16.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Alberto Acevedo.
Your Honor, I conferred with Ryan Groomer on Mr. Richard Vaughn. I've also spoken with my client. He's conveyed an offer if we can get a deadline or plea deadline. I believe this is a first setting for us. And my client, this was my first time speaking with him because he had a warrant for his arrest before getting rearrested.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a month reset for Mr. Vaughn, please? All right, she'll be back on May 17th.
May 17th, Your Honor.
Yes. Ms.
Thank you.
Ferguson,
Have a good-
Vaughn can go back. You're welcome.
you have a good day.
Thank you, you too. And Vaughn is 16C. Joanne Eckel on Mr. Rivera. You're gonna have to come back at 2 o'clock and we'll have an immigration attorney in here for him. You're on mute.
I'm sorry, Judge. I have some other settings. I won't be able to be back exactly at 2, but I'll be back this afternoon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
On bond, Judge, and may he be excused also?
Yes, and Mr. Rivera, you have to come back at 2 p.m.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, just one moment. All right, Megan Enriquez.
Hi, Judge. I'm back. I'm sorry. I was waiting in a breakout room and had to log out to do a plea at the courthouse. So our case is CTD and family violence.
All right, so if you can come back at 2, we'll take that up at that time.
Sure. Can somebody, a courtroom bailiff, tell the client that can he log on at Zoom at 2 since he's there in person, or
Yes, he can come back at 2 p.m.
on Zoom?
Yes, he can be back on Zoom at, just one second, let me see.
Megan, if you stick around, I can talk to you and be back at 2.
I'll
Okay.
stick around.
All right, thank you. Well, just have him wait in the courtroom.
Oh, okay, but then he, okay, thanks.
I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
Ruben Flores on Lujan.
Judge, I just need to get in a breakout room with my client so he can sign the paperwork.
All right, Mr. Lujan,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
can you
ma'am.
go to breakout room number 18 for me, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Doing it right now, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Knock, knock. Just give me one moment. All right, Angela Blake.
Morning, Judge. So I've had a chance to talk to the state, and they're asking for some mitigation evidence. So it asks for 30 days. It is a first setting on my client, Brian Munz's case, and he's present in the courtroom.
All right, just give me 1 second. I just have to sign this paperwork. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on mines, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, we're going to come back on May 17th.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
Thank you. And is your
Ma'am.
client in custody or on bond?
Bond.
All right, Mr. Mons, I've seen you on the Zoom screen. You can leave and come back on May 17th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, ma'am.
All right, Michael Bellevue.
Yes, Judge, I still have not received the paperwork from the state. So do you want me to come back at 2 on Jacob Harris?
Jacob Harris, yes, 2 p.m., please.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Kelly McGinnis. Kelly McGinnis.
Yes, Judge, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So I need to confer with Michael again, but I know he's been kind of in and out and he's been busy. Maybe I can just try to catch him off docket. I think we already still have a date for May 3rd where it's set
I'm
for
here,
trial.
Kelly.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Real quick.
All right, so do you need to confer with Michael? Michael, are you available to confer with Kelly?
I am finally free.
Okay.
He's free.
All right, thank you.
All right, just send her to whatever breakout room you would like her to send her to, Michael.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Suzanne Kramer?
Yes, ma'am. I need to go back in with Jesse Sanchez real quick. I believe we're probably going to be able to get a plea done today. Obviously not this morning, but I just need to double check before I tell Ryan.
All right, and Jesse Sanchez, Mr. Sanchez, if you go to breakout room number 19, please. And Suzanne Kramer, if you'll go to 19, please.
Thank you.
All right, Michael Bellevue, we'll see you back at 2 p.m. on Harris. Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, sir. I am here on Carmelo Figueroa. This was a final plea. If we would going to be accepted, I have talked to my client yesterday, and he does not wish to accept the state's offer.
All right, and where is Mr. Figueroa? Mr.
He's
Figueroa?
in custody, Your Honor.
I'm right here, Your Honor.
Hi, are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Figueroa, we'll give you a jury trial. Just give me a moment.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Ms. Ferguson on Figueroa, we need a jury trial date.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, check one. Check one.
All right, is this the jury trial date, Ms. Ferguson? May 17th?
No, ma'am.
All right, your jury trial date, Mr. Figueroa, is going to be May 10th. You'll be brought over, dressed for trial. Your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after today, but for a good cause. You'll be brought over dressed in whatever clothing you came with, whatever civilian clothing you came with to the Bexar County Jail. If you wish to be in some type of different attire, you will have to contact your attorney. And Ms. Valenzuela, if there are some issues with the clothing exchange, let the court know. Thank you. Norma L.A. can go back. And Ms. Valenzuela, you're excused. Megan Enriquez.
Yes, Judge, I was able to confer with Michael. Can I get a breakout room with Mr. Balboa, who's present in the courtroom?
All right, let me see. What breakout room were you in?
I was in 2.
All right, to the courtroom, could you go to breakout room number, well, Ryan Groom is there. Could you go to breakout room number 3, please? And if you could send Mr. Balboa to 3, please. Is there a Balboa in the courtroom, Brenna?
Left, Judge. He was going to log in through Zoom this afternoon.
All right, he's going to be back at 2, Ms. Enriquez.
Okay,
So,
I'll just log back on it too with him, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Judge Joseph Acevedo, may I approach for a second?
Yes.
We have on hearing where you wanted to visit with the complainant before you decided whether you would set a bond to the agreed amount on Alejandro Rocha 220887.
Yes.
I'm physically across from your courtroom in the 144th.
Yes.
If you were going to still be a while, if I could step in there to take care of that matter, or if you were ready.
Yes.
For
Are
it.
you able to come back at 2, Mr. Acevedo, and we'll take you up first thing.
If that's what your instructions are, that's fine.
Thank you. That will help the court out. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you.
that.
See you too.
All right. Are the parties here on Jonathan Huerta?
Spence is here and Jonathan Huerta is here also, Your Honor.
All right, let me see if we have a prosecutor available. Brenda, is that the alarm from the fire alarm? Because the battery needs to be changed. I think it is.
Hey, Jonathan, is that your squeaking there? Is there any chance you
Oh,
could?
that's okay. I mean, you know, a lot of us need to change the batteries in our fire alarm. Ryan,
No, it's not mine.
No.
are you available, Ryan?
I can do it.
Thank you. It is so nice. Brenda, everybody's just saying, I'll do it. All right, the court is.
I think it's my fan.
Oh, that's okay. The court is calling 2022 CR 2463, State of Texas versus Jonathan Huerta. Now parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense.
David Cuellar for Jonathan Huerta.
And are you Mr. Huerta?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Huerta, did you review a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, defense, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Huerta, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Huerta, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with evading arrest, detention with a vehicle? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he is currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Huerta, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there should be a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, and the aggressive driving course. Did you understand that those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
To the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Judge. State would offer State's Exhibit number 1 and all attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Wertz, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, it will not be any live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, he's still rather young and he's ready to make amends, and he pled to 2 cases, one earlier this morning. What he would like to do most of all is get back to work. He's been on full house arrest for almost 8 months, and he hasn't violated. He's especially now that he's on these probations, he's definitely gonna need to work. We're respectfully requesting.
All right, Mr. Werther, who did the PT Cruiser belong to?
It was under my dad's name.
All right, so here your father is providing you with a PT Cruiser, and what you do is you speed in it, you evade the police, and you strike another car. Has restitution, I guess, been taken care of for that other vehicle that he struck?
I didn't hit another car. I mean, I don't know.
That's what it said in the police report.
No, I didn't strike another car. As far as I know, there was no how can I say
You're
it?
right. It says almost striking a vehicle parked on the side of the road. All right, so is anyone allowing you to still have access to their vehicle to drive?
No, everybody usually takes me to go to do the weekly drug test, and then wherever I need to go.
All right, so Mr. Wertha, I'm not going to allow you to drive your family's vehicles anymore.
Yes,
because
ma'am.
you need to learn, and you need to learn responsibility. How old are you?
I'm 21, but I'll be 22.
All right, so you're going to be taking the VIA bus. If you want to drive a vehicle, then it needs to be something that you drive. When I was growing up, you could get a vehicle out of the nickel ad. Maybe it's $200, maybe it's $500, and you just work on it and you just drive it till it absolutely dies on you. Too many times, young people are given brand new cars and other cars, and they have done nothing to earn it. It's just like, here's a vehicle, go forth. So I'm going to help your parents with that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it.
How far did you go in school?
Excuse me?
How far did you go in school? Did you graduate?
Yeah, I graduated. Yes, ma'am.
What are you doing with the rest of your life?
Well, mainly right now, I just really want to get back on my feet and start working, and pretty much just help my parents out for the meanwhile, since I'm here living with them and gonna be on probation. And after I get out probation, I'm wanting to grow as me as a own person, and start getting back on my feet and fix all my mistakes.
All right, State, are you okay with removing the ignition interlock? I mean, removing the GPS?
Judge, State has no objection to that.
All right, this is what the court is going to order: 2 years deferred adjudication, $500 fine, probated, 150 hours community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to do that. But if you do that, 40 of those hours will be waived. Aggressive driving course, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. If you can't report by Zoom, you need to do it in person. Proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Will remove the GPS. And the defendant, you are not allowed to drive any car that is not in your name. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I just have one question.
Mhm.
Do y'all set like an appointment for I can get the GPS removed?
Probation will speak to you about that.
Okay. And then probation should be getting back to me within like
No,
Wednesday,
you're
right?
going to talk to probation before we finish this.
Okay.
But I need you to listen to my instructions.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
are not allowed to drive any vehicle unless that vehicle is in your name. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So from here on out, you're going to be walking or taking the via bus, or somebody's going to be chauffeuring you around, but you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you need to be in trade school or in school. So I'm going to order that. And if he obtains a certificate from trade school, or if he's in school, the remaining of the community service hours will be waived. There's going to be regular UAs. If you're drug tested today, what the results going to be?
No, I'm gonna be clean.
Okay. So we're going to do regular UAs and field visits one time per month. Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Huerta, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Huerta. Mr. Huerta, you got a lot of growing up to do.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
part of me helping you grow up is you need to start paying your own way. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Probation will meet you there and go over your conditions with you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Cuellar, you can go to breakout room number 1, or you can be excused.
Yes, ma'am. We'll go to the room and then we'll leave from there. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let me
Judge,
find where you are, Mr. Cuellar.
I have the invite here already.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, I'm back from the breakout room.
Yes.
Ms. Sosa, the state needs to upload some more videos. And on Ms. McGuire, I have an offer. I just need to set up a visit with her and go over the offer.
All right, Ms. Sosa,
Okay, thank you.
is there a reason your video was off? All right, Ms. Sosa, you're gonna have to start appearing in person because it appears you don't know how to work Zoom. So you'll have to appear in person. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for Priscilla Sosa, please, for discovery? All right, we're gonna come back on May 17th, and Ms. Sosa, you'll need to appear in person.
Is she there? Where'd she go?
Yes, she's here.
Okay. I had seen her name earlier. I just wasn't.
No,
seeing it.
because I was trying to take it. I was had it inside in the stand, and I was trying to take it off.
All right, we'll see you in person on May 17th. Thank you.
May 17th.
Judge Tony Jimenez, I can report back to the court when you're ready.
All right, just one moment. And who is your other person, Mr. Behrens?
Cheyenne McGuire, she's in custody.
And do you need to confer with her?
I do.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8. Ms. McGuire, I'm going to send you to 8. All right, and Mr. Cabanas, my understanding is your plea paperwork has been completed.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
All right, Mr. Jimenez.
Yes, Your Honor. My client was recently released from the state hospital. He was found competent in January. There's a new case, assault public servant, along with the ag assault deadly weapon case, which is about 4 years old. So that variance is because he was in SASH. But Judge, I have conferred with the state. They're going to attempt to contact the complaining witness in the original aggravated assault case. And we're looking to get more information on the public servant assault case. So I would request a reset on this case.
All right, we're gonna have to do a quick turnaround, Mr. Jimenez, because as you know, once people come back from the state hospital, issues occur and then they may end up becoming incompetent and having to go back. So Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Eliseo Perez Rodriguez, if I can have a 3-week reset, please. All right, is that the date for me, Ms. Ferguson? All right, we're going to come back on May 9th.
Yes, Judge.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Happy Easter.
Oh, happy Easter to you too. All right, Kelly McGinnis.
Yes, Judge. Okay, I've conferred with Michael again. I'm just, we're gonna stay on our same trial docket day, which is May 3rd. I was just hoping to give him some more information. I think I did that.
This is on John Perez.
Yes, it is.
All right, we will see you for jury trial on May 3rd.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, everyone, we're going to take up the pleas that I have. The pleas that I have are Marin. And to the clerks, what other plea do we have? And then after that, Brenna, I promise you, you always get the 12:30 break. We're at 12:31. So we're going to do the plea on Mr. Marin. And then everyone else. Oh, and we're going to do the plea on Lujan. Everyone else, I'll see you back at 2. And Mr. Kapmeyer, here's the thing, and this is what all the attorneys need to understand. Even though we're Zooming, if you were in person, you would have to be running around to different courts. I've been there, I've done it. And sometimes you have to come back at 2. Sometimes you have to come back at 3 because things
Yes,
happen.
ma'am.
So
I'm just trying to
everyone,
get-
I know, I understand, I hear you. I
I'm
would
sorry for my
love, you know what, Mr. Kapmeyer? I would love, you know what I would love? I would love for every attorney to show up at 9 a.m., for everything to go as planned, for every defendant and everybody who's accused of an offense would show up exactly at 9. Because I know as defense attorneys, we always have a plan. Like, and the plan is I'm going to go to this court at 9, my attorney's going to be at 9, and then I'm moving to my other court, I'll be there by 10. And it doesn't happen because somebody always puts a fly in the ointment or a spoke in that wheel.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, the thing about it is, I only have 3 prosecutors here today. And we have 3 prosecutors and we have about 10, 12 pages of document.
We'll get it
We
done,
have
Judge.
Brenda. Wait, I'm not done. We have Brenna, who's typing down everything that everyone says. And as everyone knows, everyone speaks at a different space, some people mumble. She has to take that down. Prosecutors need a break. And you know what? When people are at peace and they're able to take their break, prosecutors are able to think through what offers they're offering you. So sometimes we need to take a break so people can decompress and come back refreshed. So everyone who's on the screen, we're going to bring you back at 2. The pleas that we're going to take are we're going to take the Marin plea. Clerks, do you have the paperwork on Marin?
Judge, I need to swear him in, Marion and Lujan.
Right. Marin and Lujan, go to breakout room number 3. Mr. Cabanas, you've been so patient. Are you able to come back at 2?
Yes, Your Honor, I can.
Thank you, Mr. Cabanas. You have made our day. Who is the person on Lujan?
That's me, Judge.
All right. The person on Lujan, can you come back at 2 today? They're going to swear your person in. We'll have the paperwork done and we'll take you right up.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you know what? I want everyone to have a great break. We're going to come back at 2 and we're going to be refreshed and it's going to be even more beautiful. So we're going to stop live stream. Yes, Mr. Capmeyer, we're going to stop live stream. We're going to come back at 2 p.m. and everybody's going to be refreshed and have more patience in their pocket.